Oh, hello folks, and welcome back to the final part of the fourth series of GTA Online Deathmatch content. This time I'll be doing once again the probably now ever so exclusive large death matches, and this time I figure I'll start off some fairly, well, let's just say you won't see this kind of thing very often. This is Jungle Rumble. Yeah, if you can believe that, I actually tried to create a deathmatch based on a jungle. Whereas it's not entirely the case. I mean, I'd say it looks more like a swamp than anything else. I guess it kind of gets feeling, although, yeah, I would say that, yeah. Like, actually, I'm thinking, see, if I was to do that again, I could probably get the trees to look more realistic, like, based on like how you can get them to clip. Like if I could get the clip through the ground, yeah, it would probably look more realistic. Instead of having like fucking trees hanging slightly off the ground or being way high up, you know? But yeah, if I was to do that again, I'd probably get much better results. You know, but yeah, this again was a fairly big one. I think that showed about, what was it, around 24, 26 people? So yeah, one of the bigger ones, you know? But man, oh man, this deathmatch was pretty intense. Maybe not as intense as surface tension, but you know, it was up there. Like, you know, one of my dreams would be to get like a really big deathmatch. Two actually. Okay, three. You know, but they're all based on like proper warlike settings. Like, I was thinking there, World War Three, you know, like typical bunker kind of stuff, and make it so like going outside the bunker is a dev sense. So you're actually going for a full-on defensive setting, which would be pretty much a first. And you know, like I would love to do that. Like that would just be fucking epic. And you know, but I don't know if that will ever be the case. You know, that may never happen. But if it does, well, let's just say I would be looking very forward to it. Second one being Judgment Day. Hint hint reference to Terminator. But yeah, that would be a 30 plus death match. That's not 30 plus. A 30 death match that, yeah, would be kind of like a apocalyptic kind of thing, and basically having all kinds of advanced weaponry. That would be very fun. Then finally would be, and this is a particular favourite of mine, Liberty or Death. And that would be like probably one of the biggest death matches I've ever had. Any jobs of any kind. Even bigger than the Hunger Games. Like it would be a proper one half the city to the other half. And you know, and having bases and all kinds of military shit. To the point that it has to make a 20-minute death match. So if I manage to get success with the first two, I might just do that, you know. But yeah. Jungle Rumble, as you see here, you know, yeah, it's actually not bad, you know, I'd say it's fairly interesting, you know. If I could get more plays out of it, then yeah, it'd actually be quite intriguing, you know. Like, these are the reason why I like to do self-contained areas. It makes the action seem more intense, because you're seeing a lot of fighting, and you know. And I can only hope that I can really get a chance to test out World War Three. You know, like, I don't know what kind of weapons I'd use for that. Honestly, I should really stop talking about jobs, but that's just a few ideas for large death matches that I really want to push out. You know, because I guarantee you, if I do manage to get them out, you know, they could be fucking epic. And you know, oh man, that's just getting me nostalgic. Like, if the PS4 had the PS3's mark basing system, yeah, probably be a big problem with it. Problem is that it doesn't. And you know, for some reason, the matchmaking system's actually worse, and I'll never understand that. You know, like even when I went back in, I think July of this year, and you know, yeah, matchmaking's still pretty good in that, you know, despite all the hackers, you know. So I don't know what the fuck's going on with that, but you know, it is what it is, you know. Can't do not much else about it. Oh. But yeah, oh, pardon me. So yeah, what would I say about this job? Uh, yeah, I would say the theme, though it is certainly interesting, it kind of works. It could have been better. And imagine if I went back to recreate this, yeah, I probably could do a better job, you know? I mean, would it be perfect? Fuck no. And you know, there's no true jungle theme in this game. None that I could think of. Although if you notice, see with the trees there, right? Yeah, you notice something a bit different from the trees at our side, right? Well, if you haven't, you might notice that this area is fairly dark. Well, here's the thing I don't get, right? The trees over there don't seem to cast shadows, yet the ones on our side do for some reason. And it's a decent chunk of it as well. So what it made me think was, what if I could, if I was to recreate this, what if I could, you know, clip them all to like to the ground and you know, actually make the fucking thing more effective. And I mean, clipping means it doesn't matter what other props are, you know. So it means I could put it as close or as far as away each other as I wanted to, you know. And yeah, that would be quite nice. So there's always room for improvement, and I hope that when I do go back, I could, like, I think the worst thing is this all going to be worth it? You know, like, I know that some people have had problems getting people hosts, but only recently I've experienced this. Well, I say recently because I remember lose 6 through 5. It wasn't terrible. I mean, it was difficult, but it wasn't terrible. If anything, I think the matchmaking system's got even worse. And that should tell you something. But who knows? Who knows? You know, but yeah. So my thoughts on Jungle Rumble. Well, would I say it's excellent? It's a tough one. I'd probably say not excellent, but I'd say pretty good. Probably give it either 7 or an 8. You know, and like I said, you know, like you probably notice all kinds of jobs that I like to contain them, and this one was actually a bit difficult to do because you notice that I wanted to include the Ritter, but that meant that there was some tricky areas I had to deal with, and I had to rework the barrier a couple of times because that doesn't block a whole lot. It blocks some of it, but if it's too deep, and this is a problem that I think happened with what was it? It's a 16 buddies deathmatch world thing. Was it not Lunar Moon? Shit, I can't even remember. And it's something peaks, and but yeah, there was there was this river that you could pretty much dive under, and because the barriers don't do enough of a good job to actually protect the damn thing. Although then again, with you know props and that it being a thing, you know, I'm not even sure that's really even going to be a problem. But who knows? Who knows? But anywho, one thing I do have to question though is where the future of GTA Online lays, and that because honestly, I'm not entirely sure. Like, you know, I mean, yes, GTA Online, you know, been a good experience overall. Yeah, it has been, but I don't know how much more steam it's got going though, because I fear the engine will someday burn out, and you know that'll be that. Like, they've already started getting up PS3 and Xbox, and that makes me wonder. Like, all I can really hope for is that they keep going to at least GTA 6's. I mean, fuck, still letting GTA 4 open, you know, that's been out for like, what, at least 8 years now? Possibly more? You know, so, yeah, I'm pretty sure that GTA Online will be around for years. Like, I'd say at least until 2018, at least. Possibly, I'd put my bet on 2020, personally. 2020, 7 years, you know, that's reasonable. But, who knows? Who knows? Oh. Yeah, what else is there to say about this deathmatch? Honestly, not much more than what I've already said, other than the fact that, well, you know, with it being a big deathmatch, well, I don't know if these kind of jobs will be impossible to get, like, just a mere memory or something you can perhaps replicate outside of having it all organised now, because I like randoms getting it. It's like, I don't know, there's a certain kind of element that you don't get with people organising, people look up the job and all that shit, And I like having all kinds of people do it, People are professional, semi-skilled, experienced, kind of getting the swing around, just absolute noobs. And now, getting a bunch of everybody. And now, that's what makes it interesting to me. And even though playing as a real team isn't really something you hear of outside of clans and friends and such, but it has been known to happen, Rarely, but it does happen. But, yep, that's Jungle Rumble. Jungle Rumble, indeed. Rumble, fuck. Alright, so, yep. That be that. So, what's the next one? Well, here's where things get really interesting. Say hello to Naval Catastrophe. This one was a really weird one. And unfortunately, another one that suffers from the whole team spawn point breaking thing, because you'll immediately realise that, yeah, spawn points, they're not where they're meant to be. Like, I think it's meant to be like, yeah, they're meant to be like, you do spawn points first and then team spawn points. But you don't go back to doing spawn points, that fucks the whole spawning thing up. And but yeah, you want to know what makes this deathmatch a bit interesting, right? Well, it's the fact that these death matches, like, this is entirely from the war, pretty much. Entirely from the war. And it's actually weird because, yeah, I bet most people weren't really expecting death matches. It's like, I will admit, I'm actually hoping here, right? Looking back at this, I would actually get rid of the fucking, look, because it means you're constantly jumping up and down, and it just doesn't work. What I would do, if possible, I would flip the thing around so that it's just the top that you're doing, there'd be much less jumping about. And that, But then again, that's just me. But, yeah, sniping does actually play a big part here, And there is alternative means. If you want to do the whole sneak up on them from behind kind of thing, you know what I mean? You've got your bullets that get either fast, or submarines which are slower, but they do it more stealthily. And it's it's fairly interesting, I have to say. Just the whole concept of it, really, but oh man. Oh, this was a weird one to do, but did it pay off? Well, I will admit, it certainly worked. And I tested this all before, and though it's a bit rough on the edges, and it certainly does work. And you know what? I'd say that's probably the most important thing about it, Right. Yeah, I think if you've noticed it, the only thing I must have screwed up on was actually the fact that I didn't include anything that you can kind of lean on to see above, because pretty much that bottom is useless. And now, which is, well, unfortunate, but yeah, well, these death matches aren't perfect, but there are things that I plan to use for improvement's sake, Oh fuck, that was loud. But yeah, I feel like these things could always be improved, But yeah, I think with Naval Catastrophe, it's a kind of team deathmatch that, honestly, I will admit, this thing, these are maps that I might have to give this its own name and call them C maps. Because it's pretty much something you can create from the get-go. Like, you can create just a land out of props and assuming that you can put these huge water props, like flip them around, and assuming you can put props Oh no, wait, spawn point stop it, because the thing is, you can, strangely enough, you can put spawn points at the top of them. Which I found strange, because this is at a time where that should have been impossible, yet with these ones, you can. But, yeah, the thing is, this was it was mainly the fact that, this was something that, because of what I found out, and it was actually quite intriguing to, just see what I could create with, and it's okay. Yeah, it could have been better than that. Not anywhere near as bad as Underground Fallout, because here's the thing: you don't have to necessarily go the sniper route. I mean, there's actually some ways you can approach this. You can go really defensive and stay up the tower to either snipe people from afar or to shoot people who come up close. That's one strategy. Or you could, climb through the boats and not the boats, the little carriage ships, and slowly get up to them. Maybe using the steel things as cover to shoot against them or anyone who might become close by. Although it's better to use explosives for that. Take them out that way. Or you could use the boats and take them either two ways. You can go for the fast ones that get you there quickly, but use the shoot, it's louder. Or you can take the slow submarine one, but you can go under the map and just get there kind of quicker, but most of the point it's stealthy and and I'd say it's probably easier to get to places without being noticed, that kind of thing, and that's what's really good about it, is that there's all these different ways to approach it. It's not something that you see very often, but it's something here that has indeed, it's like, it's weird because it's not something you would expect to have such variety, but here it is, it does have that variety, But, yeah, I do remember there was this one thing that was absolute fucking ridiculous, and I think there's this asshole, see, the first time it seemed to have worked, but later on you'll see that fucking asshole snipe me again, and I can't seem to fucking shoot him. And I have no idea how that worked, because this guy was pretty much protected by this metal fence, and I'll never understand how it worked. And and honestly, that has infuriated me. And I don't know how the fuck he did it, because I was like, he was able to snipe to me, yet when I shot him, the fucking fence would deflect it. It was like a one-way shoot kind of thing. And, it wasn't fun, but other than that, it was a deathmatch, more or less functioned, like, it wasn't what I'd say was terrific, but, it worked. But yeah, I think, had the spawn points worked properly, I think maybe, just maybe, it might have actually been better executed, but who knows. It's like what I said about Underground Fallout. What could have been, what should have been. Nah, ain't taking that into account. Would I give Naval Catastrophe a 7 or even an 8, like Jungle Rubber would give? I have to say, I would probably give it a 7, but no more than that. No more. Because it was some ridiculous shit. And I think, hopefully, if I was to go back at this and maybe, just maybe I could make an improved version. Because that would be nice. I certainly wouldn't mind that. But yeah. But see, look at this. I'm fucking shooting the guy. I shot him 3 times there, and every fucking time the fence blocked it. Honestly, it was fucking ridiculous. Fucking ridiculous. But, oh well. But, what else can I say, Naval Catastrophe, it's a different kind of matter. I mean, I think, thinking about it now, I would actually consider creating a smaller version for a deathmatch, you know? The problem is, what would you really do with that? Like, genuine question, by the way, what would you genuinely do with it? I mean, I think part of me would be intrigued in maybe trying a sniping version of Azure Ghost, and except make it so that, would that even work? See, the problem is, you know the whole, spawn point thing, right? Even though you can put spawn points on these sea platform things, yeah, it's kind of, yeah, anything else I don't think works. Maybe you could do it with the tiny ones, but for fuck's sake, if you've got to be able to see, oh yeah, it doesn't work. Oh, but man, honestly, that's the kind of shit that infuriates me, and that, when I'm unable to kill somebody because some fucking jackass is hiding behind a fence that I can't shoot through, and that's the kind of shit I do not like, you know? And honestly, it was just, nope, wasn't good. Oh, but man. Oh, I was able to get some satisfaction towards the end. And even though it wasn't that much satisfaction to begin with. But yeah, there we go. Naval catastrophe. Oh no, not bad. Certainly different, but yeah, it still had its flaws here and there, oh well. So yeah, that'll be that for the series then. Probably won't do them off another good 6 to 8 weeks, but yeah, when we do get back to it, you'll be hearing about it soon enough. So yeah, that's it. I suppose that will be doing it for this fourth series, and as I'll probably ever be doing it. Much like the other series, I will be publishing them shortly on YouTube, probably a couple at a time and that, but yeah, this is Lewis Wilkinson signing out, and I'll see you guys next time. Tell them, folks.